You know that moment when silence feels like a scream? When a glance across the pavement cuts deeper than any word? That was the moment I stood outside the glass doors of the venue, frozen. The music was muffled by walls, but laughter leaked through the cracks. He was tall, broad-chested, dressed in a crisp black uniform, and he didn't even blink when he said it. "Your name's not on the list." His tone was neutral, but the way he avoided my eyes told me he knew exactly what he was doing. I turned slowly, and there they were, my wife, Clara, in her silver dress, and her mother beside her. Champagne in hand, barely veiled smirks on their faces. My presence was the punchline to a joke I hadn't been let in on. Clara raised a brow like she was daring me to protest. I didn't. I just nodded, stepped back, and walked away. I spent that night in silence. No calls, no texts, just the echo of disbelief rolling in my chest. We'd been married 4 years. 4 years. I'd paid for half that wedding, helped her sister through college, been the dutiful son-in-law, the quiet husband. Maybe too quiet. The next morning, I expected distance, maybe blame. But what I got instead was desperation. Clara and her mother on my doorstep, faces pale, eyes wide, hands trembling like leaves in a storm. "She's missing," Clara whispered. Her sister, Grace, the one who got married yesterday, the bride, disappeared sometime after the reception. "She left the reception early," Clara said, voice cracking. "No note, no phone, nothing. They looked to me like I was their last hope, like I hadn't just been humiliated hours earlier." I let them inside, sat them down, poured tea with hands that didn't shake. And for the first time, I looked at Clara, not as my wife, but as a stranger I had once trusted. The thing about betrayal, it sharpens your senses. You start remembering things you didn't want to see. The hushed calls Clara took in the hallway. The way Grace always flinched when her new husband raised his voice. The bruises she called clumsy. The time Clara lied about where they were going, said they were shopping, but they came back with tear-streaked faces and no bags. Grace didn't run away. She was hiding. From someone. From something. I drove back to the wedding venue. The staff remembered me. Remembered being told not to let me in by Clara. Not the bride. Not the groom. Clara. Family drama, they'd said she called it. I found Grace's discarded bouquet in a dumpster behind the building. Strange thing to throw away before the honeymoon. Then I saw the note. Tucked into the ribbon, soaked in something sticky. 3 words in sharp ink. He found out. When I returned home, Clara was in the kitchen, staring into nothing. "She's in danger, isn't she?" I asked. She didn't answer. Just started crying. Her mother said nothing, face stone still, eyes darting. She was going to run, Clara finally said, voice thin. She wanted out. From him. But he found her messages. She thought if she vanished, maybe he'd leave her alone. And then she looked at me. That look people give when they've used you. When they know you're better than them, and they hate you for it. I didn't think he'd actually hurt her. I wanted to scream. To throw things. But I didn't. I walked upstairs, pulled out the spare phone I'd once given Grace just in case, and called the only number I had saved under her name. She answered on the second ring. "Don't tell them," she whispered. "Please. I'm safe. Just, please." She was in a friend's cabin upstate. Alone. Scared. Alive. She told me everything. The abuse. The threats. The way Claire had pushed her to go through with the wedding anyway, said it was too late to back out, that the family couldn't survive the embarrassment. I asked her if she wanted me to bring her back. She said no. She was done with all of them. But she thanked me, said I was the only one who never asked her to pretend. 2 days later, I left. No scene. No fight. Just a note. Clara found it on the kitchen table. You erased me from a guest list. I'm erasing myself from your life. I filed for divorce that week. Never told them where Grace was. Never explained how I knew. Let them sit with their shame and search empty corners for someone they had already pushed away. I still get the occasional message. Guilt-wrapped apologies. Promises to explain. I don't answer. Grace and I still speak sometimes. Not often, but when she laughs now, it sounds real. Funny thing about being denied entry. Sometimes, the door you're not allowed through is the one that saves you. And sometimes, not being on the list is the greatest freedom of all.